Hello everyone and welcome back to quite a different video. The reason that I've decided to do this is because with the bike there's going to be quite a delay in getting parts. I'm not going to be able to work on it for a while, so I thought I'd keep the content coming and I'd do a video on the kind of equipment I use, both as to filming like right now and also some of the stuff behind me in my workshop. So before I get started, I just want to say thank you again for 200 subscribers. I know it's a pretty small amount in the grand scheme of things, but it means a lot to me and it's going to help keep me motivated to make videos like this. And we're now on to like 230 or something. Now the big kind of target that I'm reaching for is 1,000, and the reason for that is when I can start getting monetization. And the reason for that is that then the effort I'm putting into making videos like this and you watching can then directly go into funding projects, probably the bike by the time it gets to there. Which will just really help out, and even if it's a small amount, which it will be at the start, can help getting things towards the bike, which would be great. So yeah, please subscribe down below if you haven't already and share these videos on my channel so that I can grow as quickly as possible, and also leave a like and a comment down below of how you think things are going in the project. If you've got any ideas, if you just want to leave some general feedback, that would all be really appreciated. Anyway, on to the main video. Now this video is quite different from me as well because I'm trying a new filming setup. So I'll come on to my filming equipment properly in a bit, but I've got my camera in front of me, but I'm now using a Rode microphone and I also have a light next to me, and then I'm viewing it all on my phone here, which probably looks a bit weird because you'll be seeing yourself. But yeah, I just updated the app on my camera, which now allows me to view the video on my phone, which is awesome. So as I say, I'll come into that later. But yeah, I'm trialing it. So this video, hopefully it looks a bit better with the lighting and everything, but I'm still getting to grips with stuff. So yeah. So coming over to the main section, I'm going to work from this side and then work my way along. Now this here it needs fixing. Is a speaker I built. It's got a subwoofer at the bottom. Now moving along, this is probably one of the most kind of high-tech pieces of kit I have in here. This is really a rework station. So you got your on-off. It gets a little bit hot actually, but anyway, it's fine. So RS Pro, that's a reputable brand, UK brand. So you've got so you got your soldering iron. You've got temperature control right up to about 480 and down to 200, so plenty of control there. And then you've also got the hot air gun control, which makes that noise, and you've got your air control, and then also obviously your temperature control. I use this obviously as my soldering iron, and then here I've got the station and everything, so you've got some brass wool sponge soldering iron, and then on the actual gun itself you can change out the tips and stuff, which is pretty cool depending on what you want to work on. At the moment, for example, I'm doing an iPad repair for someone, so I'm using this to weaken the adhesive at a controlled temperature around the edge. You can also use this for surface mount soldering with components and stuff. If it's too hard to do by hand, you can heat the kind of general area in the component, which is cool. Now moving along one more. This was actually given to me. It's pretty cool. It's I think it's a Fluke multimeter, vintage one, which is pretty nice. Goes from about, I don't know, 0.01 volts up to about 200 volts. It can do pretty much anything a modern multimeter can do actually. So this here is a oscilloscope that plugs into a computer through a USB port, and then you get these leads, wherever they are, stuck behind my power supply. But yeah, so this came with a kit actually made by the German company Velleman, or Velleman, I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it was about £40, so for an oscilloscope that's pretty damn good. This is my power supply. It's a Tenma something or other. I'll put it up on the screen if you want to know. It's a dual channel power supply. You go from 0 to 30 volts on both channels. Like so, you've got a nice, or 31, you've got a nice rotary encoder, which is pretty nice to use. Then again, current, it can go up to 5.1 amps, and then go up in 1 milliamp increments. I doubt it's actually that accurate, but it claims to be. Then you've got the usual over voltage, over current, constant current and constant voltage, and you can then program in 5 memory options as well, which I think I've done. So I've got a standard, then I've got 21 volts, 2.7 and 12.6 for various things. And what's pretty neat is that it's they're kind of linked, so you can actually parallel them up. So you can get 60 volts out of it. The two units kind of communicate with each other to make sure that you don't go over on anything, which is pretty nice. Then you've got some nice terminals down here. I think they're isolated, so these two grounds are separate, which is good. And then this here is my secondary multimeter. This is my main one actually, just a handheld one. So it's a Voltcraft. So it's an auto ranging one. So you've just got your AC volts, DC volts, capacitor, continuity with beeping, of course, and all the rest of it. Got a pretty nice feature where it's called relative, where say you measure a voltage and then you want to observe how much it changes by. You can press this button and it shows a delta symbol, and it then shows how much the voltage has changed since the one that you made it remember, which is pretty nice. And it's got a backlight and all sorts. Yeah, just your standard multimeter, I guess. Now up here we have all these shelves of storage. So this is mostly computer parts. So we've got lots of cables here, so power and data cables. Then we've got a box of hard disks and DVD drives, which are fast becoming obsolete because no one uses hard disks anymore, apart from Apple on the 2020 iMac. Got some laptop screens and keyboards. They're just spares from ones I've taken apart. And then we've got some computer parts, power supplies, etc. over here, which occasionally come to handy, and then some software here. Down here we have the main worktop. So this is where I do all the builds. This is where I have my overhead cameras, for example, when I was doing the controller soldering. And then down here a heat-proof mat for any rework and soldering to stop the desk getting ruined. I highly recommend it actually. It's made of silicone, again by Velman. Got magnetic pads even. It's got places to put tools and stuff. Little flaps, and it's got a little grid for putting screws and stuff, which is really helpful. And then I actually raised it off with some grills, because I found when I was doing hot air work, if it was straight on the surface, it would like heat up the air underneath here, and this would create a seal, and you get like a bubble, whereas this just allows the air to circulate underneath. Now I've got various other soldering equipment. So this is the PCB stand. Very self-explanatory. You put the PCB in here, and you can adjust it, and depending on how big it is, it's got some rubber feet on the bottom. Yeah, that about wraps it up for this section really, so let's move on to up here. Right, so up here we have my server, which is just an old PC basically for the moment. It's got a quad-core CPU and 4 gigs of RAM, so I use this mainly as a file server. I've got some Raspberry Pi cameras around the house, which then link up with this, and this stores footage and decodes some of the media. I also use this to store the videos like you're watching right now, and that's pretty much it. It's not got enough processing power to like run a VM or handle anything complicated, so this is basically just a storage server. That's a screen to accompany it. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I cut the previous clip shorter so it sounds a bit unnatural, and now I'm using a handheld shot, so yeah, really switching it up in this video. On that note, do let me know down below in the comments what kind of video style you prefer. Do you prefer a style where I video what I'm doing without talking and then do a voiceover, or where I'm kind of doing it all handheld, put the camera down, then explain a bit? Or yeah, whether what I've done today and mixed it up and had the camera over here and then point at stuff. Just yeah, feedback would be appreciated. Anyway, I hope I've given you something to do, and I'll see you in the next video.